Picture yourself standing inside a ballroom where Manhattan's wealthiest gather. Crystal chandeliers cast shadows across tailored suits worth more than most people earn in months. The air itself feels expensive. Old money, new ambition, dangerous opportunity. Across the room stands the one person who could reshape your entire future. Perhaps it is the venture capitalist whose single phone call could fund your vision. Perhaps it is the Hollywood producer who could transform you from nobody into somebody the world remembers. You have exactly 90 seconds before they drift toward the next conversation. Your heart pounds against your ribs. Your palms grow slick with sweat. Now, what do? Here is what most people do. They approach with desperation leaking from their pores. They extend their hand and say, "Sir, I am your biggest admirer. Please give me one opportunity." Or they unload their entire resume like verbal diarrhea. "Sir, I graduated from this university, and I accomplished this achievement, and I worked at this company." If this sounds like your strategy, then my friend, you already lost the game before it began. You committed the exact mistake that 99% of people commit. You positioned yourself as someone who takes. You branded yourself as a beggar. Remember the bitterest truth of this world. Powerful people despise those who beg. They can smell neediness like rotting meat. That smell makes them walk away. Today we descend into depths where morality is not discussed. Only victory matters here. We will examine the principles Niccolo Machiavelli inscribed 5 centuries ago. Principles that somehow grew sharper in this modern age of corporate warfare and social climbing. This is not a motivational video designed to make you feel warm inside. This is a warning. This is a roadmap through the social jungle where you become either hunter or hunted. The real game is not about what words leave your mouth. The real game is about how you manipulate the mind standing before you. So tighten your grip on this knowledge, because the next several minutes will permanently alter how you perceive the world around you. Let us first examine the foundation upon which everything rests. 16th century Italy, the city of Florence. Betrayal and conspiracy and power games unfolded on every corner. One man observed this chaos with cold, analytical eyes. His name was Niccolo Machiavelli. He witnessed that the world does not operate according to the fairy tales written in books. The world does not reward goodness. The world rewards usefulness. In his masterwork, The Prince, he wrote something that echoes through centuries. If you must choose between being loved and being feared, then choose fear. Because love depends on the generosity of others. But fear keeps them chained according to your convenience. Now you might think I do not want to frighten anyone. I simply want to build my career. Absolutely. But Machiavelli did not speak only of swords and violence. In this modern age, fear translates differently. Fear means the terror of losing you. Fear means the anxiety of missing your value. Fear means the dread of being left behind while you ascend. When you approach a powerful person and grovel before them, what message are you transmitting? You are declaring that you possess nothing while they possess everything. You transform yourself into a burden, and wealthy people do not carry burdens. They discard them without hesitation. So here arrives the first principle, and burn this into your brain like a brand on cattle. Never display your need. Always display your utility. Let me illustrate with a story from the modern corporate battlefield. A young man named James works at a Fortune 500 company. One morning, he finds himself sharing an elevator with the chief executive officer. James immediately launches into his pitch. "Sir, my salary is insufficient. I graduated from Harvard Business School. Please consider me for promotion. My family depends on this." The CEO smiles politely, nods once. The elevator doors open, and within 30 seconds, the CEO forgets that James ever existed. Why did this happen? Because James presented his problems. The CEO has zero interest in the problems of James. The CEO cares exclusively about the problems of the CEO. Now consider another young man named Marcus. Marcus encounters the same CEO in the same elevator. But Marcus does not request a promotion. Instead, Marcus says something entirely different. Sir, I noticed our new logistics division is hemorrhaging approximately 8% in unnecessary costs. I prepared a brief analysis showing how a vendor adjustment could convert that loss into profit within 60 days. If you have a moment, I would appreciate your eyes on it. Observe what just occurred. Marcus requested nothing. Marcus offered something valuable. He identified a wound the CEO carries and presented the medicine to heal it. Now the CEO will pursue Marcus rather than the reverse. This is the chasm between the two approaches. James positioned himself as a beggar. Marcus positioned himself as a solution. Powerful people observe the world through a binary lens. Either this person serves my purposes or this person wastes my oxygen. When you approach as an admirer, you are consuming their time. An admirer, by definition, follows, and followers remain beneath. If you intend to rise, then you must transform from admirer into ally, from follower into partner. But how do you accomplish this? Do you simply walk up and declare yourself a partner? That would be foolishness. This requires understanding the second principle of Machiavelli. Before entering the battlefield, conduct thorough reconnaissance of the terrain. The greatest mistake most people commit is excessive talking. When they sit beside someone important, they begin narrating their autobiography, hoping to impress. Sir, I am this, and I achieved that, and I know these people. Stop. Become silent. The more words you release, the more ordinary you appear. Machiavelli taught that information is authentic power. When you encounter someone significant, observe them first. Study them. Identify their insecurities. What frightens them? What do they hunger for? Do they want money? Do they want fame? Or do they simply want someone who agrees with everything they say? Every human being, regardless of their billions, carries a child inside, still searching for a specific toy. Perhaps they feel surrounded by sycophants and desperately want honest counsel. Perhaps they feel disrespected, believing everyone only pursues their money. When you identify that hidden hunger, you position your move. Consider this illustration from history. In the 19th century, a Scottish immigrant named Andrew Carnegie arrived in America with nothing. He eventually became the wealthiest man in the nation, but his beginning was unremarkable. A small position, a modest salary. Carnegie observed that his supervisor, Thomas Scott, lived under constant pressure. Urgent telegraph messages arrived encoded in patterns only Scott could decipher. This created bottlenecks and stress that aged Scott prematurely. Carnegie did not approach Scott and say, "Sir, increase my wages." Instead, Carnegie spent his nights in solitude, teaching himself those secret codes, night after night, week after week, until he mastered what Scott believed belonged exclusively to himself. Then opportunity arrived. Scott was traveling when a critical encoded message came through. Carnegie decoded it himself, made the decision, sent the response. When Scott returned and discovered what happened, Carnegie transformed in his eyes. No longer a worker, now an indispensable weapon. Carnegie made Scott's existence easier. Remember this truth. Powerful people will sacrifice almost anything for an easier life. If you can untangle their complications, they will pay whatever price you name. But if you arrive as another complication, they will cut you away without remorse. Now we arrive at the third and most dangerous principle, the mirror effect. Human beings instinctively trust those who resemble themselves. This is not philosophy, but biology. We feel safe with people who speak our language, who think our thoughts, who vibrate on our frequency. If you are meeting an investor known for contemplative silence, and you arrive laughing loudly and cracking jokes, you will be rejected instantly. The frequencies clash. You must become water. Whatever container you enter, you adopt its shape. If the person before you is religious, then your words should carry undertones of morality and tradition. If the person before you is street smart, then your language should carry that same edge and directness. This is not deception. This is calibration, like adjusting a radio dial. Until the frequencies match, the signal remains static. But I must issue a warning here. Do not imitate like a parrot. If you mirror their words, exactly they will recognize your performance. You must capture their energy, not their vocabulary. Look into their eyes. Are they rushed for time? Then keep your words short and fast. Are they relaxed and conversational? Then slow down. Become a listener. Allow them to speak. Powerful people often live in isolation. Nobody truly understands them. Everyone wants something from them. When you accurately mirror their world back to them, they experience something rare. The narcotic of feeling genuinely understood. That drug creates addiction. Starting tomorrow, before any significant encounter, spend 30 seconds observing, fast or slow, open or guarded, detail-focused or vision-focused. Then match that rhythm. When they feel you operate as they operate, the door swings open. Now arrives the fourth principle that confuses many people. Never make your loyalty cheap. We grew up hearing that loyalty means constant availability, that good workers always say yes, that eagerness demonstrates commitment. This programming keeps you enslaved. Here is the cold mathematics. Anything given freely carries zero value. The person who agrees with everything gets trusted with nothing significant. Machiavelli observed that people are more eager to repay injury than benefit. Gratitude feels like a burden most wish to escape. But the person who occasionally resists you, who makes you work for their approval, that person earns your respect. The Spartans understood this completely. They never begged for battle assignments. Their scarcity manufactured demand. Kings competed for Spartan warriors precisely because acquiring them proved difficult. Common soldiers were disposable. Rare soldiers were treasured. Observe how Elon Musk engages with press and politicians in America. He does not perform gratitude like most entrepreneurs seeking approval. He abandons interviews midway. He ridicules senators publicly. He refuses presidents. By conventional logic, this should destroy him. Instead, it amplifies his magnetism, because scarcity generates gravity. Here is the tactical execution. When someone above your station presents an idea, resist the trained response of immediate praise. Pause first. Then deliver intelligent resistance wrapped in respect. That approach has real merit. I see one potential risk we should examine. If we adjusted this single element, we might eliminate that risk while preserving the upside. You just accomplished three things simultaneously. You demonstrated genuine thinking rather than reflexive agreement. You showed concern for their success rather than hunger for their approval. You revealed you possess a spine. Spineless creatures never get trusted with kingdoms. They get used until they shatter. Starting now, practice, saying, let me consider that rather than instant agreement. Practice offering constructive alternatives rather than blind acceptance. Watch respect grow in the eyes observing you. The fifth principle is ancient and yet constantly violated. Never outshine the master. Every ambitious person stumbles here. Every graveyard of failed careers holds bodies of those who forgot this iron law. The fundamental reality is this. Every powerful person protects their position. Their ego demands constant nourishment. The moment you make them feel intellectually inferior or publicly embarrassed, you transform from asset into threat, requiring elimination. Machiavelli watched brilliant advisors lose their heads because they forgot the prince must always appear to be wisdom's source. The intelligent advisor allows the prince to discover ideas that the advisor planted carefully. Robert Greene placed this first among his 48 laws of power because it outweighs all others. Shine brighter than your master and you get extinguished. Make your master shine and you rise together. In corporate America, observe what happens to brilliant junior executives who publicly correct their superiors during meetings. Their intelligence receives no reward. It receives resentment. Within months, they find themselves managed out regardless of how correct they were. The execution is straightforward. When you generate a successful idea or strategy, present it so your superior can claim ownership or at minimum appear to have guided you toward it. I was reflecting on what you mentioned last week about expansion. and realized we could apply that same principle to our supply chain problem. You just surrendered the victory. This feels unjust. Your ego screams for recognition. Ignore that scream. You are playing a longer game. A powerful person in your debt is worth more than public credit. They remember who makes them look good. When they rise, they bring their secret weapons alongside. Now I will share a hidden technique that proves especially valuable. The power behind the throne. Most people make this mistake. They attempt to reach the king directly. They want immediate access to the CEO, direct audience with the minister. This approach fails almost universally. The intelligent person does not befriend the king. The intelligent person befriends the king's gatekeeper. Every powerful individual is surrounded by a circle: their personal assistant, their secretary, their driver, their oldest trusted advisor. These are the people who decide who gets access and who gets blocked. These are the people who whisper in the ear of power. Machiavelli called them the invisible princes. If you need something accomplished in a government office, do not rush toward the senior official. First, build relationship with their assistant. Speak to them with genuine respect. Ask about their problems. Show them dignity. People constantly disrespect junior staff while wagging their tails before senior executives. This is catastrophic error. That junior staff member will drop one negative word about you into their boss's ear and your game ends. Take the side entrance. Climb upward using those beside you as stepping stones. The sixth principle confuses those who were taught openness is virtue. Become mysterious. Do not become an open book that anyone can read. When everyone reads you, they discard you like yesterday's newspaper. Never reveal every plan, every weakness, every detail of your existence. When you speak, less people think about you more. They wonder what moves through your mind. They try to decode your silence. When you attend gatherings, do not narrate your complete biography. Allow suspense to remain. When people speculate about you, your value increases. What comes easily to understanding becomes boring. What remains difficult to understand becomes magnetic. Reduce your availability. Do not leap at every phone call. Do not respond to every email within seconds. Allow people to wait for you, because whatever requires waiting automatically increases in value. The seventh and final principle separates the ordinary from the exceptional. Conduct yourself as royalty to receive royal treatment. How you enter a room determines how that room treats you. This is not about arrogance. This is about energy. This is about the unspoken claim you make upon space itself. Machiavelli wrote that everyone sees what you appear to be, but few experience what you truly are. Appearance precedes reality. Perception becomes truth. Consider Victor Lustig, the man who sold the Eiffel Tower to scrap metal dealers. He held no government position. He possessed no legitimate authority, but his suit was immaculate. His words were measured. His confidence was unbreakable. Experienced businessmen never questioned whether he actually represented the French government. He projected authority so completely that authority was assumed. I am not instructing you toward fraud. I am revealing how perception shapes treatment in human hierarchies. When you believe you hold value, you unconsciously transmit that belief through 1,000 signals others cannot consciously identify, but absolutely receive. When you price yourself low, the world agrees and pays even less. Your execution starting tomorrow. Straighten your posture. Not from arrogance, but from the simple truth that you deserve space in any room you enter. Meet eyes directly without wavering. Shake hands with matching pressure. Eliminate the rising inflection that transforms statements into questions begging approval. Dress for the room you wish to enter, not the room you currently occupy. This is not about expensive clothing. This is about intentionality signaling self-respect. So what is the conclusion of all this? Building connections with powerful people is not luck. It is science. It is art. It is strategy executed with precision. This world is an enormous marketplace. Everyone sells something. Some sell their time. Some sell their skills. Some sell their souls. What you sell and how you sell it determines your price. Become the hunter, not the hunted. Stop complaining that wealthy people are arrogant. Stop blaming the system for being unfair. Understand the system, then exploit it for your advantage. Machiavelli wrote that the man who tries to be good in all circumstances will be destroyed among those who are not good. So become intelligent. A little diplomacy, a little cunning, a little courage. This is the formula that extracts you from the crowd and places you upon the stage. Now the decision belongs to you. Do you wish to continue that same exhausted existence, extending your hands and begging for opportunity? Or do you embrace these principles and begin writing your own destiny? Because in the end, history remembers only victors. Nobody asks victors which methods they employed. They simply carve the victor's name into stone and move forward. Consider this carefully, and next time you encounter someone powerful, do not approach as an admirer seeking favor. Approach as a player offering value. Comment the word SOVEREIGM below if these words penetrated something inside you. Not for me, for yourself. Let it mark the moment you decided to stop being moved and start moving. The weapons are now yours.